Welcome back, V.O.C. YouTube channel. NFL Week 4 is done. I always forget the week as I come on to do this. NFL Week 4 is in the books. We move on to Week 5. I think what we've seen this last week is a lot of wishy-washy play from a lot of teams that I don't know if they're good teams, bad teams. What I mean by wishy-washy is you have a lot of bad teams, I think, that have good records right now, and then you have a lot of good teams that aren't playing as well. So I'm going to talk about the last two reigning Super Bowl champions as they sit at 2-2. And if I believe, I made the list last week of teams I think can make the Super Bowl and win it. So first of all, let's jump back into that list real quick. So these are what I said last week. Dolphins, without Tua, not. Browns, not. Bills, yes. Ravens, they lost to the Bills, so yes. Chiefs, yes. Chargers, I still don't know yet. Then the NFC. Eagles, yes. Packers, yes. Bucs, I don't know. I've talked about it today. Rams, I don't know. I've talked about it today. So like I said, I still think we don't know the answers yet, and we're not going to for a long time. It's hard to predict this season, but I think it feels like it's harder this year to predict things. But like I said, I want to break down the last two reigning Super Bowl champs, and then I'll get on to my picks. Let's jump into it. Looking at the last two reigning Super Bowl champs, you have the Tampa Bay Buccaneers and you have the Los Angeles Rams. So first, let's break down the Bucs a little bit. Bucs are 2-2 as of right now on the season. But this is who the Bucs have played. They've played the Cowboys, 3-1. They beat the Cowboys. Played the Saints, they won. Saints are horrible. I said at the beginning of the year they're going to miss Sean Payton. They're missing him even worse than I thought they would be. I have like an itch in my nose. They play the Packers, who are 3-1. They lose that game. They play the Chiefs, who are 3-1. They lose that game. So they sit at 2-2. I think a very tough schedule. They've had 2-2, I don't think is bad with the schedule they've had. Bad with the schedule they've had. A little rim and rhyme in here. But look, they've not been fully healthy. They haven't played fully at full strength yet as a team. Wide receivers, they're still figuring that out. Offensive line, they're still figuring that out. But when they play at full strength, I can't talk today. When they play at full strength, I believe they're going to be very good still. I still believe in them. They're going to get better as the season goes on. I still believe in Tom. Look, Tom's has a lot of stuff off the field. I will not jump into that. That's not what I do. I don't sit here and I don't gossip about his love life or about his life at home. This isn't what I do. I look at the football player, Tom. He's having problems off the field, but it ain't showing on the field. He's got the blockers on. He's just in there. Football. So far in the year, over 1,000 yards. 1,058 yards passing, 6 touchdowns, 1 interception through 4 games. Tom is still Tom, 45 years old, still balling out of control. He's not the problem with this team. Health is the problem with this team. Still figuring themselves out is the problem with this team. I believe in the Bucs. I still believe they can win the Super Bowl. I have less concerns about them moving forward than I do a lot of other teams in the NFL. Because at the end of the day, I know what they're going to be. And, Tom's one of those guys. We've seen him when he was in New England. And he's brought down to Tampa. You want to get better as the season goes on. And you want to figure things out early. And then as you figure those things out, then you become very, very good. And you start clicking at the right time. That's what's going to happen again, I believe. So as they figure it out, they'll get better. But like I said, I still believe in them. I don't have any concerns pretty much when I look at the Tampa Bay Bucs because they're still good. Now let's look at their schedule moving forward here in the next couple of games. I did not write that down. Let's go here to the NFL. They play the Falcons this week, which would be an easy win, you would think. Then they have the Steelers, who are playing Kenny Pickett now, so rookie quarterback. Panthers, Ravens, Rams, Seahawks. The schedule's up and down. I think that they should easily win the next 3 games. Ravens will be tough. Rams will be tough. They should beat the Seahawks. They should beat the Browns without Deshaun Watson. Then they play the Saints, 49ers, Bengals. So they have easy games. Like I said, less concerned about them moving forward than I am a lot of other teams. All right, moving on to the defending Super Bowl champs who also sit at 2-2, the Los Angeles Rams. They have played the Bills, they lost. Played the Falcons, they won. Played the Cardinals, they won. Played the 49ers, they've lost. So far on the season, they've lost to better teams, if not the same talent-wise teams. And they beat the teams they should have beat. So what does that tell you? The Rams are good, but can they beat the teams they're supposed to beat, right? Can they do that? They beat the teams they're supposed to, but can they beat the teams that are better than them or at the same full strength? Right now, they haven't. They've lost the last 7 times to the 49ers. I saw that loss coming. Kyle Shanahan has Sean McVay's number in the regular season. That's 7 regular season. I know they played in the NFC Championship. Offensively, they don't have much outside of Cooper Kupp at wide receiver, which I'm not mad at because I have Cooper Kupp on my fantasy football team, so I'm fine with that. 30 points a game given to him. Higbee played well, but can Higbee do that every game is the question. Allen Robinson has been a horrible signing. And I know everybody keeps talking, oh, they're waiting on Odell, and Odell's coming back, his locker's still there. Until he walks through the door, you can't count on Odell to be on their team right now because he's not. He's still coming off a torn ACL, and he ain't even signed with the team. Earliest he could play is like week 10, week 11 or whatever. So until he signs with the Rams, and or he's on the field with the Rams, you can't say he's coming. So they have to figure things out offensively other than Cooper Kupp. Their running game is no running game. Their offensive line might as well not even be out there the way they play because Matt Stafford has just gotten sacked and sacked and sacked. The 49ers just destroyed them up and down. The 49ers, arguably, you can make an argument, best defense in the league. But, especially defensive line-wise, they're very good. But you got to play better than that. Matthew Stafford has not made me very impressed this year. 4 touchdowns, 6 interceptions. It feels like he's trying to do too much because he knows that there's no running game. The offensive line's horrible and he only has 1 wide receiver, so he's trying to do too much. I think he just needs to relax, figure out who he is, and get back on the path that he was last year. Last year, even though he did throw a lot of interceptions last year too, but he came up in bigger moments. He's not come up in bigger moments so far this year. Their stars in defense are not playing like stars. Bobby Wagner's best tackle and best highlight of the night Monday night was him tackling the streaker. That's kind of a problem when that's your best highlight. Aaron Donald was good early, faded late. Jalen Ramsey whiffed on a tackle with Deebo Samuel. So it's one of those where their stars aren't playing on defense like stars, but I trust that they'll show up because of who they are. I trust Aaron Donald's going to show up. I trust Bobby Wagner's going to show up. And I trust Jalen Ramsey's going to show up. So defensively, I'm not as concerned with them as I am offensively because they can't block. I do have a lot of questions. I have a lot of concerns about this team. I said, what's their weakness coming into your offensive line? Showing it is. Running game, they have 2 running backs that aren't good enough to be a number 1. Make an argument not even good enough to be number 2 on a lot of teams. So they have to figure it out. Do I believe Sean McVay can figure it out? Yeah, because they still have talent. But offensively, I have a lot of concerns. So moving forward, I trust the Bucs. Rams, very leery on them. Not saying that they're going to miss the playoffs, but it's not going to be, I think, as pretty as last year moving forward. This is the remaining schedule for the Rams. They play the Cowboys this week. Then they have to play the 49ers in 2 weeks. Then they play the Bucs. Then they play the Cardinals again. They play the Chiefs. They play the Raiders. They play the Packers. They play the Broncos. They play the Chargers. Tough schedule moving forward for them. You're going to get the easy games. You're going to get the Seahawks. You're going to play the Cardinals again. They play the Saints. But it's going to be those teams that are as good as them or a little bit better. Can they beat those teams? All right, moving on to my picks this week. I was 5-2 last week, 17-14 on the season. Hot last week. Hot. I could see the board. I could sense it. I could feel it. Me and the board were one. So this week, Lions 1-3 at Patriots 1-3. Patriots are a 3-point favorite. The Lions have no defense. Offense is on fire. The Patriots have a 3rd-string quarterback playing for them now. Played very well against the Packers. This is one of those games where, I don't know, it feels like the Lions win this game. I'm going with the Lions. Giants 3-1. Giants 3-1. At Packers 3-1. Packers are 8-point favorite. Look, not saying the Giants 3-1 is fraudulent and they shouldn't be 3-1 because they are 3-1. But come on. You played the Bears last week. I want us to lose because we need a top pick. So I want us to lose. Happy that you beat us. You're going to be a team at the end of the year that's in the middle. You don't want to be in the middle. I like the Packers here. I think this is a game where Giants can get exposed a little bit moving forward. Chargers 2-2, minus 2.5-point favorite at Browns 2-2. Chargers still trying to figure themselves out a little bit in the season moving forward here. Good competition on the road. I like the Chargers. Dolphins 3-1, minus 3.5-point favorite at Jets 2-2. Zach Wilson is back. The MILF Hunter is back. Stifler's mom Hunter is back. That is Zach Wilson. He is big time. Tua not playing after damn near dying on the field last week, the week before as well. Finally, they said, you know what? We're going to be smarter here and not let them play. They play the Jets. I like the Jets in this game. I know it's crazy to think. They had to come back last week. I like the Jets this week. Not saying, man, it's just going to propel them, but I like them over the Dolphins. Cowboys, 3-1. At Rams, 2-2, minus 5.5-point favorite for the Rams. Cooper Rush, undefeated as a starter so far in the NFL. What was he? Undrafted 7th round. Rams are going to make him look like that's what he is, and they're going to be crying that we need Dak back. I like the Rams this week. This is one of those games where I think the Rams can get on track a little bit. Eagles 4-0, minus 5-point favorite at Cardinals 2-2. This is going to be a very exciting, accelerant game, quarterback-wise. Quarterback's going to be running around. It's going to be hard to watch. It's going to be like a Adam jumping around out there. Interesting. I think this game's closer than people think, but I think the Eagles end up winning it. All right, last game. Bengals 2-2 at Ravens 2-2. Ravens are a 3-point favorite. This game's interesting. This game's saucy. Joe Burrow, Lamar Jackson. The Ravens had a lead against the Bills, lost it, went for it on 4th down, ended up throwing a pick, Lamar did, giving the Bills the ball on the 20, propelling them to the win. A lot of pissed off Harbaugh coming out. Lamar is balling out so far this year. I like the Ravens here to show, hey, we're still good. We have good pieces. We can figure ourselves out and not mess up this week. So that's going to do it. I believe in the Bucs. Skeptic on the Rams. Those are my picks. Let's get into week 5 and see where the road takes us. Thanks for watching.